When I think about mental health, I think about it's a service that not only addresses personal but work-related mental health concerns. A lot of times we think about it's always personal stuff, either home, finances, but a lot of it sometimes relates back to work-related stress. I truly believe I would not have dealt with several aspects of acceptance, failure, acknowledgement, or detachment issues. My biggest thing throughout my youth was pleasing my parents. My parents built a high wall of do this, don't fail, don't allow others to tell you what you can or cannot do, but these are our requirements in our family. Like I said, I didn't want to take risks or take chances because I didn't want to fail. As I have aged, I have understood that failure is okay. Accepting who I am and what I believe is okay. As a teenager, I struggled with the concept that my diabetes was not a death sentence. As an 18-year-old, I became a type 1 diabetic, hospitalized, not understanding as an athlete that my life has ended. Athletics was everything to me. And with those things being taken away, it was very difficult to just accept and understand. To provide barrier-free accesses to mental health services in Macon, I think it gives an outlet to those that may need it, but consider it not as important to address due to cost. A lot of times I believe people feel like, oh no, I can't afford that. That's not within my budget. But it also gives citizens that need it, it gives them the ability to believe that they may or may not have time for it, such as if they can go during their actual work hours, it gives them the comfort to know that they don't have to utilize their own sick leave, utilize their own personal annual leave, but yet that Macon-Bibb County supports their mental health.
Well, in the summertime, we had a reading, writing, and math camp here, and I reached out to Andrea Cook, and she provided counselors here at the Tubby Museum for our program. And then we partnered again for the after-school programs that I started here. I noticed that by having the counselors involved, that the students had extreme increase in confidence. A lot of parents and teachers had reached out to us and said, thank you, and we knew that part of the work that was done was giving credit to the counselors because of how heavily involved they were with providing a number of programs for the students. I think it's important because counseling is very underrated when it comes to child development. Counseling is needed so that students can develop great social lives and develop great social skills. And by having the counselors come in and do those interactive activities and games with the students, they talk about subjects that will help improve their level of socialization.
When I hear Making Mental Health Matters, I think forward progression for the city. I think it's a wonderful program. I think we should have had this in place a long time ago, so I'm thankful for the founders and making it happen. I think it's important to provide barrier-free access to the city of Macon because we all need someone to talk to. We all have some type of issue or a thing that we've gone through or we're not so confident about, and we need someone to talk to work through those issues. How do I think my life would be different if these services were available to me as a child? It would have saved me a lot of unnecessary bad decision making in my own life. I could have been helped through a lot of issues and trauma that I faced growing up a lot sooner. But I'm thankful to have access to the program right now. So I would tell someone who was in need of the service but maybe a little apprehensive, I was that person. A lot of times in our communities we think the subject of mental health is taboo. But it's actually it's a necessary thing. We all have some type of mental health issue that we need to work through. So it's helpful to have someone to talk to and kind of work through those issues. So I would say just take that leap and go for it.
I've really been able to see the different changes and the process from within being part of the MMHM team. What I've really enjoyed to see is the intentionality behind everyone that's working behind the scene to make sure, not because to say that we want to destigmatize mental health is one thing, but you have to really be intentional about how to go about it in every touch point. So being able to be around people that are not just doing that, but they know the specific communities that they're reaching out to, being from the communities and being able to have relationships. So it's not one of those one and done scenarios. It's more like it's very organic. It's an organic process. So I've really been able to enjoy seeing all the process.
You know how when you're on a plane and they tell you to put the mask on you first? There's a reason for that. You know, a lot of times we might show up spaces giving our all. While giving our all, we are not intentional about working within self, and that is so detrimental to the work that we do. Being passionate about mental health or being passionate about the community means also seeking out healing self. Healing self is so pivotal to healing community, and that's what the vision behind Making Mental Health Matters is.